I sent out a notice today, I think with the Saturday meeting notice, that there have been several requests that satsang be actually videoed and made available to those who are unable to be here. And the interesting part is that these people who are unable to be here are not unable to be here because they can't get into a car and come here. They say that they are unable to be here because they feel reluctant to be identified with what is going on here. That it may have some adverse impact on the circles in which they move and on their employment situation and things like that. So I thought it would only be fair on our part to make at least some part of the satsang available to them. So now in order to do this, as I mentioned in the email, we have to give some part of the satsang, some kind of structure and some kind of a time frame, and we can use that part of the satsang to be put up on the internet or circulated in some way. There has also been a request, 2 or 3 requests that satsang go live on the net. I have to think a little bit about how that can best be done. Skype, I suppose, would be the obvious thing to think about right now. And then, of course, then that has to be put into some kind of order. We have to know who wants to be online and set up the timing, and perhaps that same segment which is going to be videoed can also be made available live on the internet. For today's segment that we will be circulating, I thought we will go back to this question of connectivity, because I also found that this is something that lots of people are interested in, and lots of people seem to be having difficulty not only understanding it, more than understanding it, actually handling it when they encounter it. So we'll be taping this bit, and please use the microphone when you speak. See that your slippers are on, because there's a problem with the earthing and you tend to suddenly get a shock when you're using the mic, and if you drop the mic, that's the end of the mic. Okay, so let's see where it goes. So maybe to begin with, we'll just try to make what it is we mean by connectivity. And so is there anybody here who would like to take on that task? We've been talking about connectivity, I think, most of the evening. So if we are to define what connectivity is, what would we say? We could first break it up into 2 categories. We could just for convenience, not that there is any such category existing, we could talk of internal connectivity and external connectivity. We could talk of internal connectivity as in connectivity within an entity or an organism or an institution or whatever it may be. And we could talk of external connectivity as in connectivity between that entity, in this case we are interested mostly in the human bioorganism, and maybe its environment. But in reality, of course, there's no such distinction. There's this connectivity. What I referred to as internal connectivity would perhaps proceed with some degree of synchronicity with external connectivity as well, so that we could say that as internal connectivity increases, the connectivity with your environment also tends to increase. And we could say that this connectivity that we're talking about is actually the increasing the connections or the connectivity between the neurons that make up your brain and of course your entire nervous system. So maybe we could have some questions based on what I just said, and then that would take it forward in a more kind of a meaningful way. To throw more fuel into the fire, we could say that the most obvious instances of connectivity are when two people connect. And if you look at two people connecting, what would we then see happening there?
An energy transfer between the two people. I suppose when there is some kind of a overlap in the two individuals' conceptual frameworks, that causes some kind of a connection, which then generates energy.
So let's just explore that kind of a situation, the way it happens in real life. I mean, you would see two people, they meet up with each other, and then for some reason or other they find that it's very easy to talk to each other, that they seem to understand each other, that they seem to see so many things in more or less the same way, and then they sort of feel good, and they feel like doing something together, and we could then say that there's some level of connectivity happening between the two of them. That is the way that this connectivity is usually experienced, and given the kind of relationships that prevail, then there's a very limited scope for this connectivity to proceed, because you're then either going to become friends, or perhaps you're going to become lovers, and maybe you're going to get married and have kids or something like that. And now the interesting part is that is not necessarily the only way that this connectivity can actually go. The connectivity could actually go towards linking two brains together and using this increased brain power to actually perceive much more than a single brain could perceive on its own. Now, any two brains that have experienced this phenomena whereby linking up together they are able to perceive or see much more than they can see alone, are also going to realize that if two brains together can see so much, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 would probably work much better. And you're going to find then that they are bound to try to do this. And when they start doing this kind of thing, then they're going to find that some of the established social protocols, procedures are going to get somewhat destabilized. If you look at recent history, you find that this kind of connectivity is generally restricted towards two people of opposite genders and somewhat confined within the institution of marriage and the family. But the moment people start realizing that an increased connectivity gives them an increased perceptual capacity, these institutions are going to be found to be somewhat restrictive, and perhaps new, not necessarily institutions, but new forms of new arrangements of living are going to emerge from this realization that increased connectivity gives you increased perceptual capacity.